and welcome to Antamarino Stadium, the site of tonight's WPIAL Boys Lacrosse Contest between the Franklin Regional Panthers and your Gateway Gators here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Thank you all so much for joining us. It is a blistery, cold, rainy evening here for some lacrosse in western Pennsylvania, but we will play on. As you see the Gators, their starters taken to the field. It's warm, no doubt about it, but it is windy and it is rainy, and so for all intents and purposes, it feels cold out there. Not all too enjoyable, but these two teams will tough it out. They'll do battle here in a section matchup. Gators looking for their first win of the season. Franklin Regional looking for just their second. Should be a good matchup today. Gators facing away from us right now in their home white uniforms with black numerals, while on the other side, Franklin Regional in the navy blue tops and bottoms with gold numerals and trim. Just moments away from getting started here. You see a great shot there. The raindrops trickling off. So we're just a few seconds away from getting rolling here. In goal for Franklin Regional to be number 40 for the Panthers. We are underway here at Antamarino Stadium. Franklin Regional starts with possession here. Looking for the first goal of this contest, and a shot off the mark saved. Good job there. Gators get the ball, now have a possession offensively themselves. Quick transition, quick shot, and it's a goal. Gators on the board quick. The Gators start out with the lead. We'll get some of those names and numbers for you here in just a moment. Having some connectivity issues trying to get the rosters on my end. The Gators with an early lead. Quick response by Franklin Regional. Matthew Kakura finds the back of the net, able to slip that one past the netminder, Torin Ray. On the other side, the netminder for Franklin Regional, Akil Chekuru. So one goal apiece here early in this one. So the goal is disallowed for Franklin Regional. We don't have the benefit of a crowd mic today. We didn't want to get it drenched sitting out in the rain. So not quite the same ear to the ground that we normally have in a literal sense. So we play on with the Gators still up in this one, an early lead. That opening goal is by Jakob Williams for the Gators. And the Gators have it back now. That one tipped away, ball loose, still loose. Physical play around midfield. A couple folks hacking at it. Franklin Regional comes up with it, if only for a moment. That one spilled loose one more time, but then ends up in the wicket of number 14, Nicholas Renda. Renda still with it. Not a whole lot of pressure here from the Gators. Leads to an easy look inside and a goal. See if this one ends up being allowed. It doesn't. So the Gators catch a couple breaks. Franklin Regional not playing within the confines of the rules. Now a turnover, though. Had it for a moment for the Gators was Maddox Steele, but it pops into the wicket of Cole Stakowitz. That'll be Gators ball. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. GatewayGatorProductions.com. You can check us out on YouTube. Recently crested over 1,000 subscribers. We are incredibly proud to be able to bring you Gateway Gator sports throughout the year. Today it's lacrosse. In the fall, it's football, soccer, volleyball. Girls volleyball, that is. And in the spring, we got boys volleyball, lacrosse, amongst others. Swimming, wrestling. In the winter, boys and girls basketball. I'm sure I'm missing one or two within there. It's a busy year for our crew, but a lot of fun. So we appreciate everyone who's tuned in. The Gators with the early lead here, just a few minutes into this one. The rain picking up, something steady here. It is really coming down. See how that impacts conditions. These teams trying to hang on to the ball. Right on cue. That pass errant, and now taking a beat to get it back into the wicket is number 12, Matthew Kakura, who appeared to have a goal for Franklin Regional. It was disallowed, and now a strong save at the other end by Torin Ray. He sends it down the length of the field. The Gators trying to come up with it. They will. They'll go to work offensively, corralling that one. It's Beau Ritson for the Gators. Ritson back up to Jakob Williams, who has the lone goal, in this one. Quick pass inside, the shot off the mark by James Howard Al-Amin. So here come the Panthers the other way. Shot off the mark. Ray with another strong save. Ball loose. Gators not out of harm's way just yet. See if they can't get this one back. A strong check there. No call. That's clean. And that's going to lead to the Gators getting the ball back. A really strong defensive play there by Princeton White. See it right here. Comes over. A clean check. Dumps the offensive player. Jars the ball loose. And the Gators and Princeton White will start out with it here. As White has it after the strong defensive play. He's going to take it himself. Trying to force his way past midfield. Now the pass intercepted. Good job getting up and picking that one off. It's Heath Sliva. He'll retreat back behind the Gators net. Franklin Regional will go back to work. Down a goal in this one, looking for their first tally. Ray comes up with another save. Strong early start for Ray. Spin move after getting the ball. Will McGee with it. Looked like that one was thrown away, so it'll be Panthers ball. You see the gesture there from the official. And we have a timeout. Gators call timeout, 7:17. So we take a moment to show you what's coming up here on Gateway Gator Productions. You see, we got boys lacrosse today. And then next week from today, it's boys volleyball versus Plum. Be back with more lacrosse action on Monday the 21st against Peters Township. Volleyball after that. Another boys lacrosse matchup against South Fayette. Then, not sport-related, but a celebration, Gateway graduation 2025. Excited to bring that event to you and to watch the end of one chapter and the start of another for the class of 2025 here at Gateway High School. You can see the rain coming down. Not for the faint of heart out there, but both these teams playing on. 7:17 left in the first quarter. We'll play 4 in total, 12 minutes each, with a 10-minute halftime break. Gators with the early lead in this one. So after the timeout, we resume. Gators with the ball. Strong pass, gets it back to Williams. Williams with a step on the outside, cuts in. Good defensive pursuit there by Brendan Rusowitz. Eventually it results in a turnover. Franklin Regional gets it, but they throw it away. Gators get a chance to come up with it here and go back the other way. Picked up by Colin Ireland. Ireland able to move it forward. Gets it to Maddox Steele. Steele continuing to absorb pressure. Spins away from the defender, at least for the moment. But eventually the ball turned over in the corner there. Will McGee couldn't handle the pass. So back and forth we go. Ball goes back to the Panthers as we approach about halfway through our first quarter here in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Good one thus far, just a one-goal game. Gators and Jakob Williams with the lone tally. Both teams struggling to put together any sort of sustained offenses. The Panthers turn it over, give it back to the Gators here. Can the Gators build on this early lead? Looking for their first win of the season. Gators coaching staff wanted a foul. There was a check from behind. Sent Beau Ritson sprawling, but no call. Gators ball still. With it now for the Gators, Ryan Cruz. Now we do have a flag come out. Advantage will go to the Gators. Now golden opportunity, a chance to build on this early lead. They have a man-up opportunity here. See if they can't capitalize. With a little extra space to work with. One less defender out there. Pass inside, the right idea, but unable to be corralled. Now inside. Buried. Great recovery. Great shot. Jakob Williams. His second. Has both goals. Let's take another look. Just ripped that one before the goaltender even knew what was there in front of him. Sometimes it's not about getting the best shot off, although that one was a pretty darn good one. Sometimes it's about getting the defense out of position, pulling that trigger quickly, and a really good job that time by Williams, who has both goals here in the early going for the Gators, who are up by a deuce. Little extended look at that second goal. Ball loose. Pops up into the air, and Williams, bingo bango, pulls the trigger. Quick goal. 2-0 lead for the Gators. Another quick shot there. That one handled by the netminder. Chekuru. At the other end, it's Ray who's able to corral that one. And now a nice pass downfield connects with Maddox Steele. That was really pretty. Steele cuts inside, took the sharp angled shot, couldn't get that one to go. But good hustle keeps it Gators ball. Thrown away, the intended target there was Carl Jackson. It's Franklin Regional with it now. Trying to cut into this Gators lead. Down a pair here midway through the first quarter. Gators, though, doing a great job defensively, jarring that ball loose, and the shot bounces and poses no real threat to Torin Ray. However, the ball will stay with the Panthers here. Quick shot. That one finds the back of the net. That's a good goal. That one scored by Nicholas Renda. Nice shot. Able to squeeze that one in the top right corner. We'll take another look. Looks off the pass and then found just a little wiggle room to find the back of the net on that one. So Franklin Regional responds, and they get on the board for the first time here. Took them the better part of 8 minutes, but with 4:16 left in the first quarter, we got ourselves a one-goal game once again. Gators come up with a face-off, and they go back to work trying to rebuild the lead to 2 after conceding their first goal. But a good stop there, although thrown away again. Franklin Regional really having a tough time trying to pass this ball. That one just kicked now. Eventually picked up by the Gators. Strong play there by Colin Ireland, who scans options, sends this one downfield. That one's going to get past everyone. We'll turn back over to the Panthers. Long pass connected. That's Eve Sleva. Sleva now leaves it behind the net, and the Panthers looking to try and tie this one up. We'll get another good shot here, and that one going to find the back of the net. And Nicholas Renda, after Jakob Williams, nets 2 for the Gators. Renda at the other end, able to find the back of the net twice in a row for the Panthers. We are back to where we started. Tied up. Take another look. Almost identical placement on that second shot to the first one. Violation in the face-off circle will give the ball to the Panthers, who have the momentum now, looking to try and make this a 3-0 run. Gators got the first 2 goals. Now it's going to be another wide open look. Ray up to the task on this one, though. Comes up with the save. Now Ray just going to send it downfield. That one gets past everyone. Now it's going to be a wide open avenue and a shot off the mark. Gators had a real good look at it there, but unable to bury that one. It's number 14 for the Gators, Beau Ritson. Long pass downfield connects. Shot off the mark. Similar situation. A long pass led to an opportunity for a bit of an avenue to get a good shot off, but Brendan Russowitz unable to put that one on net. Panthers will maintain possession here as we dip to the last few minutes of the first quarter. Quick move, quick shot. Ray able to come up with a nice save there on the shot after the nice move by Matthew Kakura. Excuse me. Panthers keep possession here. Gators looking to try and get this one back. Instead, it's going to be a goal. Skirting the grass there, getting that one in underneath Ray's feet. A nice shot there by Cole Stakowitz. Take another look here. Goes from the right. You're going to see switches over to the left and then pulls the trigger, sends that one low. That'll give Franklin Regional their first lead in this one. A 3-2 edge and 3 consecutive goals for the Panthers after the Gators and Jakob Williams netted the first 2. So now the Gators on their heels a little bit. They've had good opportunities throughout this one. They win the faceoff. Now can they put something together offensively? Ball's loose and it comes to Williams. Williams, the nice vision there, able to pass that one off, gets it into the wicket of Carl Jackson. Jackson now over to Will McGee. This one sent back out toward midfield. Errant pass, now going to lead to an opportunity in transition for the Panthers. And that one dribbles past Ray. That's going to be a goal. Looks like Ryan Baldwin. That one, not the hardest shot, but Ray just sort of lost sight of that one. So now it's a 4-goal run for Franklin Regional, scored by 3 different Panthers. The Gators looking for some answers here, trying to reclaim some momentum here in the last 89 seconds of the first quarter after what was a really strong first 7 minutes of the game. Avalanche now continuing. Aaron Novelli finds the back of the net, makes it 5 goals in 4 minutes and 16 seconds. Not even. 5 goals in about 3 minutes. Still a minute 18 left to play here in the first quarter. The Gators can't try and get one back here before the quarter break. Gators win the face-off. It's Jackson. Ball pops loose, but comes back to the Gators as Elijah Michelle, able to pick that one up. Ball still loose, so we're under a minute to play. Michelle with it. Loses it. Ball still loose. Picked up by Jacob Williams, excuse me. Williams circles back behind the net, trying to get a step on the defender. Passes inside, and that one dribbles into the net. That's a good goal. Scored by Beau Ritson. So the Gators do get one back here. And for Williams, a really nice pass. Scored the first 2 goals, commanding attention behind the net, was able to draw the defenders. Dumps it off in front of the net. Ritson got just enough on that one. Bounced it, and it dribbled across the line. Unable to be corralled by Akil Chekuru. So the Gators back within 2. And they cut the bleeding. And now can they get a stop here before the end of the quarter? This one off of the stick of the Panthers. But it'll stay with Franklin Regional here. 25.8 seconds left in the first quarter. Quick shot. That's going to be a goal. Nobody stepped up to get in front of the shot taker there, Matthew Kukura. So it's Kukura's first goal. Had gotten a few shots off throughout the duration of the first quarter. But with 18 seconds left, as a 6th goal on the board for Franklin Regional, who now finds themselves up double the score of the Gators, 6-3. Just a few ticks left here in the first quarter. Entertaining first quarter. A lot of fireworks on both sides. 9 combined goals. See if we get a 10th here with just a few seconds left. Gators have it. It's Jackson. 9 seconds left. Got to go fast. Jackson tried to pass it. That one slipped out of the wicket. That'll be the end of the first quarter. Time evaporates. And so our score is 6-3 after one. Franklin Regional on top. Gators started out with a 2-0 lead, a 6-1 run for the Panthers ever since. Just a few moments, we'll be back with the second quarter of action here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Getting ready for quarter number 2 here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. 6-3 our score after 1. Franklin Regional found itself in a 2-0 hole. Gators got off to a strong start. For the Panthers, scored 6 goals over the course of the last 4 minutes and change. Gators were able to add 1 more. Jakob Williams with 2 goals and an assist after 1 quarter. Strong performance from him. Quick pass in front. And a goal scored. That one tallied by number 3 for Franklin Regional, Heath Sleva, the 5'11" senior midfielder. So the Panthers waste no time drawing it up, getting a player in front of the net, getting an easy shot, and a quick goal. (7-3) now the score, and we head back to midfield for the face-off. Carl Jackson steps in for the Gators right over top of the G. His opponent in that arena will be Liam Murphy, a sophomore. Panthers will have possession. They look to get back on the offensive quickly. They set it up in the middle there. Had Lucas Oates open, but Oates couldn't handle the pass, so that one's still loose. Gators trying to come up with it. Foul will be against the Panthers. Jaden Hale was in there for the Gators, trying to get that one. So we resume play. Nice connection there. The pass from Asher Austin, able to get it to Williams. Williams trying to take the shot inside. That ball's still loose. A couple Gators get over to it quickly, and we're going to have a penalty flag here. See what the call is. The officials will confer. Hands up toward the head. Might have been some contact around the head, which has certainly been a point of emphasis. Looked to be a slashing call. Against Franklin Regional. So another man-up opportunity for a minute this time for the Gators. See if they can take advantage here, try and cut into this lead that Franklin Regional built quickly at the end of the first quarter. Shot was off the mark there, but the ball is corralled. Strong play by Princeton White to get it back for the Gators. White with it now. Scanning options, leaves it off. Now the Gators and Williams scanning their options. They'll get it up to Ritson, who scored the 3rd goal for the Gators, the one assisted by Williams in addition to his 2 tallies in the first quarter. Ritson has it again here. Williams pulled the shot there. Now it's a turnover, and Ritson nearly got the shot off, but a really nice defensive play by Nicholas Renda to come in and knock the stick away. And now a hustle the other way, strolling down the sideline. Heath Sleva, excuse me. But a nice defensive play there by the Gators, able to turn that one away, getting in the way, Asher Austin. Ball stays with the Panthers. Good pacing to these first few minutes of the second quarter. Up and down the field we go. Pass across the field. That one a ground ball, sort of scooped up. by Nicholas Sachs. Now Sachs will stand about 20 yards from the goal, sort of surveying options. Not in a huge rush now, trying to make a move inside. Trying to draw some defenders, see if they can't find someone in front of the net. Anticipating that and taking it away, at least for the moment, it's Colin Ireland, but that ball loose again, and now Ireland collides with a couple Panthers in the corner. We'll see whose possession it is. Looks like it's going to be Panthers' ball. Clock stops with 8.5 left till halftime, during which time we'll take a 10-minute break. Give everyone a chance to grab a snack, use the restroom, come back for half number 2 here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Climbing the ladder to get that one. That was a high pass, but able to snag that one. An athletic play by Cole Stakowitz. And it results in a goal. Stakowitz finds the back of the net. Let's take another look at that one. Makes it 8-3. Stakowitz going low on that one. That's his second goal for the Panthers. Second player to net 2. Along with number 14, Nicholas Renda, who scored back-to-back goals to get Franklin Regional on the board. They were down 2-0. Since then, 8 of 9 goals have gone the way of the Panthers. They have built a sizable advantage here with 8 minutes left. Can the Gators get a response now? The Panthers come up with the face-off. That ball remains loose, sort of just chucked up toward midfield. It's loose. Gators can't scoop it up, though, and now we've got a stoppage in play, and the ball will be turned back over to the Gators after an infraction from the Panthers. Williams with it, trying to get the edge. Lost the ball behind the net. Good usage of the stick there for the Panthers. It's Von Rau. Vaughn able to knock it loose a couple times. Second of which the Panthers come up with it, and it's finally scooped up by the netminder, Chikuru, the 6'1 senior. He sends it down the field, and the Gators and Torin Ray able to come up with it. Ray hounded. Finally lets that one go, and it gets past just about everyone. Still loose. Who comes up with it here? Finally a whistle. We'll see what the call is. Panthers are the guilty party, so the Gators will get the ball back here. Going to be a flag here, a tripping call. If the Gators lost it, Panthers player upended. Ball's still loose now. Gators pick it up, and so play will stop. It's tripped up was Heath Sleva. Unintentional, but a trip nonetheless, so that'll be a penalty against the Gators. Be a 1-minute penalty, and an opportunity for the Panthers to go up a man and add on to this lead. Panthers have scored the only 2 goals of this second quarter after taking a 6-3 advantage into the break after the first quarter. After a sluggish start, they have settled in nicely. Good passing there and a quick shot right in the heart of the defense, but the freshman, Stakowitz, unable to put that one away. Quick pass up to Sachs. Now a quick shot. Ray up to the task. A nice save there. Now he can kill a bit of his time with this 1 minute penalty. Hounded once again by Kakura. And it's thrown away right back to the Panthers. Gators started out strong in terms of possession, but it's only sort of gone downhill from there. And all of that sort of punctuated with another goal for the Panthers. Liam Murphy, the 5'5" sophomore, finds the back of the net. That'll be Murphy's first on the evening. Builds that lead to a half a dozen now for the Panthers, with just under a half a dozen to play here in our first half. Panthers take the face-off, right back to it offensively. Their passing has only gotten better as this game's gone on. Their 3 really crisp passes was an issue for both teams starting out in this one. It appears like it's calmed down a little bit, but it is still really wet out there. It was absolutely pouring when this game started. Still incredibly rainy. Supposed to be rainy, I think, the entire weekend here. So just the start of the precipitation for the weekend. It certainly has altered, as you see right on cue, the ball squirt loose there from the wicket of Cole Stakowicz, who's going to find the back of the net. Another goal for Stakowicz, able to corral it. He continues to go low. That's his 3rd goal, hat trick for Stakowicz. Take another look. Quick blow-by move, and then a quick shot. Too quick for Torin Ray, and Panthers into double digits now. 10-3. This one's gotten away from the Gators after a really strong start. Scored the first 2 goals of the contest, courtesy of Jakob Williams. Since then, it has been just about all Panthers the rest of the way. Gators, however, do win the face-off here. They'll have an opportunity to try and work this one down the field, produce another scoring opportunity. Ball's corralled by Will McGee. Panthers will take over. Quickly the other way. That shot off the mark. First shot of the evening for Sean Holt, the 6'1" freshman. Young roster for Franklin Regional. A lot of freshmen and sophomore players out on the field for the Panthers. We're under the direction of Luke Stevens, their head coach. Should take another look. Another quick goal there. Blink and you'll miss it. That one scored by Matthew Kakura. I was looking at the rosters for the head coaches, and Kakura just snuck that one in. So 4 minutes left in the first half. It's another tally for the Panthers, who've built the lead up to 8. And it is now 6 consecutive goals for the Panthers. The Gators made it 5-3 late in the first quarter. Panthers scored 1 more before the break, and then another 5 here in the second quarter. Do that quick math, 11-3. The Panthers looking for more here. Quickly in transition the other way. Stakowicz again. That pass gets away from the intended target, unable to be handled by Nicholas Renda. So the Gators catch a break with 3:37 left before halftime. Beau Ritson will get this one into Torrin Ray. Ray will send this one downfield. Intended target for the Gators was Maddox Steele. He can't come up with it at first glance. Almost got to it. That ball's still loose on the ground. Now whistle blows. Call's going to go against the Gators. It will be Panthers ball now. Williams going to get called for a foul. Panthers want a tripping call on top of that. Quick passing. Panthers just trying to play keep away here to reset, try and get a good look at the goal here. Whenever we do get a stoppage in play, it'll be a penalty on the Gators. So Jakob Williams, guilty party, will lead to a man advantage opportunity once again for Franklin Regional, which finds itself in the driver's seat just a few minutes until halftime. Quick shot, quick goal. Couple passes up around the top. Nicholas Sachs now getting in on the party. He adds to the long list of Franklin Regional Panthers that have scored a goal in this first half. They got 7 different Panthers. So now it is 12-3. A dozen on the board here in the first half for Franklin Regional. A 9-goal lead now. The Panthers will pick it up and have another crack at it. Tyler Spears now with it. Quick pass and a shot. Finds the back of the net. The Panthers can do no wrong right now. My goodness. Nicholas Renda finding the back of the net again. Take another look at the replay. Just winds it up. Goes low. And for Torrin Ray, looks like the Panthers have really leaned into taking shots low. Wonder at what point adjustments get made to try and adjust and make a few of those saves. See if they go that way again. They do, and it'll be another goal. 14-3 now. Liam Murphy with a second goal. Princeton White will head back to the face-off circle against the aforementioned Murphy, who after scoring his second goal will do the honors in the face-off dot. Wins it. Passes it quickly. Shot off the mark. It'll be Gators ball. Renda missed the mark on that one by quite a lot. No save needed from Ray. Clock stops with 2:08 before the halftime break. And actually, the ball will stay here. It looks like they gestured down the Gators' way, but it will stay with Franklin Regional here as we get ready to resume play. Quick passing around the outside of the defense. Thought about the shot. Spin. Again, a nice pass. That one off the mark. Possession points toward the Gators. They will have the ball this time. Doing the honors of kicking it off will be Gavin Matthews for the Gators with the long stick. Defensive man. He's going to take it himself. Finally leaves that one off for Princeton White. White can't handle it. Gets back to Matthews. Matthews picks it up, but loses it there. And eventually the Panthers come back up with it. Now under 90 seconds left before halftime. Quick shot. That one bounces just off the mark. A good look there by Aaron Novelli, but didn't get a whole lot on that one. Pass out front handled by Ray. Now a call goes against the Gators. We'll give it back to the Panthers. Another crack at it here with 1:06 before halftime. And they'll score. And a couple penalty flags come out after the fact as a shot was taken by the goal scorer after finding the back of the net on that one. It's going to be number 37, Roman Valero. So Valero scores the goal, takes the hit. Penalty called against the Gators. So that'll add insult to injury. It'll give the ball right back to the Panthers. They'll have 62 seconds to work with and a man advantage here before halftime on GatewayGatorProductions.com here in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Another shot. That one blocked before it got to the net. So no save needed there, but the Panthers able to pick that one up off the bounce. Pass in front, going to be off the mark. Now we get a whistle. Looks like the net was moved. So they'll put that back in place. We'll regroup and resume play here in just a second. Clock stops with 39 seconds left. There we go. Last gasp for the Panthers before halftime, and the shot going to be handled by Ray. Now the Gators with a chance to try and push the ball downfield. And they'll give it a good heave-ho, but that one's intercepted immediately, and then the pass airmailed out of bounds after it was caught by Aiden Peglow. The junior sends it into his bench. So the clock stops now at 19.5 seconds left. And it'll be Will McGee for the Gators, who corrals it and then loses it. And now the other way, it'll be Sleva. Panthers looking for one more before the break. Back to Sleva behind the net, scans options. Finds a teammate up top. That one is blocked. The shot there by Stakowicz. And that will bring us to the halftime break. 14-3 your score. Panthers on top of the Gators. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with half number 2 here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Welcome back from halftime here at Antimarino Stadium. Fresh 12 minutes on the clock, and the Gators will look to try and claw their way back into this one. So they find themselves down 14-3 at halftime. I want to thank everyone for tuning in here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. I'm Vince Russo, flying solo on the call tonight, but we have our talented crew led by Adam Gusky, B. Schaefer III, He's Schaefer Jr. and Austin Schaefer as well. Quick pass off the mark. New netminder in for the Gators here in the second half. That's going to be Max Goss. Will spell Torin Ray, who was in for the first half. And a nice save there right on cue by Goss. Ball is loose. Kept in for the moment by the Gators, but turned back over. Ball still loose. Finally corralled by Carl Jackson, excuse me. Jackson now with a full head of steam coming back the other way in transition. Slows things down. Allows a couple more offensive players to get into the mix for the Gators. See if the Gators can't make some hay here, as we're going to have a call that goes against the Gators. Clock will stop with 11:03 left in the first half. Stoppage was only for a second, so clock only stopped for about a second and keeps on rolling. Not into the modified timekeeping just yet, but the Gators have their work cut out for them to avoid falling into that situation. Shot off the mark. Good positioning there by Goss. Ball will stay with the Panthers. Quick pass inside. Goss able to scoop that one up. Now the Gators will try and mount an offensive push here. Will McGee with it. And call goes against the Gators. We'll give it right back to the Panthers. Pass off the mark, gets past the intended target for the Panthers. Nicholas Renda. That'll be a turnover. Gators will take it near midfield. Neither team has scored here in the second half thus far. Gators would like to be the team to open the scoring up here in the second half. Start to try and turn the tides, get a little momentum in their favor. A pass to a wide open offensive target there, and Maddox Steele just could not handle that pass. Missed opportunity there. Would have been a one-on-one appointment with Akil Chekuru right in front of the net. Instead, it is Panthers' ball the other way. Cole Stakowicz, who stacked a number of goals in that first half, able to get things rolling here, and then a quick shot and goal by Nicholas Sachs. So Sachs finds the back of the net for the second time, and that will make it what should be 16-3, or no, 15-3, excuse me. Getting ahead of myself. It was 14-3 at half, and now first tally comes 3 minutes into our third quarter. Makes it 15-3. Gators have it. Carl Jackson loses the handle on it. Will McGee trying to scoop that one up, able to just shuttle it forward. Finally, it is picked up by Jakob Williams. He's had himself quite a day. 2 goals, an assist, and a penalty that led to him being put in the penalty box for a few minutes. Intended target falls down. They're losing the footing. It's number 19, Ryan Baldwin. But a quick goal after the ball is corralled. That one's going to be scored by number 12 for Franklin Regional, Matthew Kukura. Kura found the back of the net in the first half, finds it in the second half, and we are officially into the modified timekeeping, so the clock will continue to roll even during stoppages. Will only stop during timeouts. Pass across the front of the net. Player loses a stick. That's Stakowicz. The Gators with it now offensively. Princeton White able to pick it up after that one dribbled on the carpet for a few minutes. A quick shot there. That one hits the crossbar, bounces out of play. A golden opportunity there. The Gators couldn't get that one to go. You see the aftermath. That one popped way up into the air. But the Gators come up empty-handed on what was a strong offensive possession. They'll give it back to the Panthers as we reach about the midway point of the third quarter here. Good pace in this one. Both teams up and down the field. Shot now on the other end. The crossbar hit. That time for Franklin Regional was Nicholas Renda. Not too often you see that. Both teams hitting the pipe. Neither team coming up with a goal. This time, though, same spot, different result. Able to pull that one down a little bit is Renda. And he makes it 17-3. Was a promising start for the Gators. 2-0 lead. Good passes, good control of possession, and then really felt like the Panthers got their legs under them. Really took control of this one, and they have not relinquished it since. Gators have had their moments, but it has been an onslaught by the Panthers, and now a 2-touchdown lead in football terms. 17-3 kind of looks like it would be a football score here at Antamarina Stadium, but fortunately for the Gators, no way for them to get 6 points at a time in this one. Just got to try and chip away, and they certainly have stayed tenacious in this one. You see right now a scrum just past the 30-yard line. It looks like the Gators will come up with it here. It is Williams, who has 2 of the 3 goals for the Gators. The third scored by Beau Ritson. Now Williams looking to complete the hat trick, has a bit of a step there, throws it in front. That one, sort of an inadvertent path to the back of the net. That's going to be off the body, it looked like, of Maddox Steele. Let's see what exactly happened here. Williams throws it across, and no, that's a heads-up play by Steele. Credit where it's due. He sort of one-timed that like it was a pass across the ice in hockey, and Steele puts the Gators back on the board. The impressive hand-eye coordination here in the third quarter. That one was a pretty goal. 4th of the contest for the Gators. Bring the deficit back to a baker's dozen, and now a quick interception the other way. Gavin Matthews doing a good job snagging that one. A couple nice plays in succession there for the Gators. As they try and come up with another stop here. Panthers slowing things down a little bit. Healthy lead. Clock winding. Still got another quarter to go in this one, but 3 minutes until a quick break. See how aggressive the Panthers get here. Up by a large margin in this one. We'll just continue to work it around. Gators trying to get aggressive, trying to take that one away. Strong play there by Asher Austin. Able to jar it loose. And the Panthers get pushed to the turf. And I think it might have been Austin who was the guilty culprit. So it's going to be a penalty on the Gators. We'll see exactly who it was. Just a moment, we'll get the call. Looks like it's actually going to be, well, no, Austin's off, as well as, well, looks like the guilty culprit's going to be number 18, Connor Evan, defensive midfielder. So there you have it. Man-up situation for the Panthers here late in the third quarter. Quick shot finds the back of the net. Another strong shot. Number 23 for the Panthers, Liam Murphy. Had himself quite a day offensively. Hat trick for Murphy. And the lead back up to a game-high 14 for the Panthers. So we head back to the face-off dot, where for the Gators, it'll be James Howard Al-Amin in against number 8 for the Panthers, Lorenzo Azalina. Azalina, sophomore. Al-Amin, a midfielder. Nice save by the netminder, Max Goss. Able to pluck that one out of the air. The Gators trying to come up with it. In the fray there for the Gators is Jaden Hale, the defensive midfielder. Quick shot before the end of the quarter, off the mark, and that will bring us to the end of 3. 18 for the score. Gators find the back of the net courtesy of Maddox Steele, but still find themselves in quite the deficit as we go to the final frame. Be right back in a couple minutes. We'll have the fourth and final frame here between the Gators and the Panthers on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Both teams have returned to the field. 12 minutes back on the clock. We have one more quarter to go here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Both teams head back to midfield. Princeton White back in the face-off circle for the Gators. It's 8-on-8 as Lorenzo Anzolina in there as well. And the Gators come up with it. Both teams jockeying for possession here. Finally, it finds itself in the wicket of Connor Evan, defensive midfielder for the Gators. Now scrum along the far sidelines. Both teams trying to come up with it. Eventually, Princeton White will come up with it. And now it's handled by number 1 for the Gators, Colin Ireland. Ireland sends it downfield. That one gets past the initial intended target and ends up with number 14, Beau Ritson. Scored a goal in the first quarter. Now this one gets past Williams. So Williams looks for an avenue to try and attack the defense here. Going to slip around quickly, wrap around shot. Going to be off the mark. A good hustle will keep it with the Gators as James Howard Al-Amin was closest to it as it went out of bounds. So he'll start this next phase of the possession for the Gators. Gets it back to Williams quickly. Williams tries to find Princeton White in front of the net. That pass just a bit too strong. Now this ball sort of bounces its way down the field, trickling over toward the sidelines. And now aggressive defense by Colin Ireland trying to get that one back. And it pays off, forces a turnover on the Panthers. So the Gators will get the ball back, and Ireland just going to give this one a good heave-ho down the length of the field. Williams in pursuit of it, but that ball's still loose. Strong check. Going to knock down a Panther who's a little slow to get up. That was Reed Davis for Franklin Regional. Hit was dished out by Maddox Steele, who scored a goal for the Gators, in the third quarter. Comes back to Ritson, and Ritson with a sharp angle shot, able to find the back of the net. Signal goal is good. And so that'll be goal number 5 for the Gators. Second goal of the contest for Ritson, who now matches Williams, who has 2. We got a couple Gators looking for a hat trick in this one. Goal comes just a couple minutes into the fourth quarter here. And we head back to midfield for yet another face-off. Gators with it yet again, trying to build on the momentum of the previous goal. Will McGee works it around. Eventually they try and get it to Jackson. Carl Jackson can't handle that one. So the Panthers will take over. You got a Panther streaking down all by his lonesome. That's number 32 for Franklin Regional. That was Aiden Osselburn, 5'11" junior. Penalty flag comes out now. See what the call is in just a moment. Another flag comes out. The official pulls out both flags. See if we can get an idea of what happened here. Don't see that every day. So that's 2 penalties on Ryan Cruz. There was a cross check and then another penalty on top. So a little double dip in there. I guess if you're going to do it the full way. Couple flags on Cruz. Coaching staff having a conversation with the officials. Dan Alexander, the head man for the Gateway Gators lacrosse program. Ball still loose. Now another flag comes out. A couple players make contact along the sideline, and then a hit. A couple players getting into it. Now another flag comes out as it looks like some words exchanged along the far sidelines. Things getting a little tense here late in this one. Game not super close. Gators showing a little frustration. See what the call is here. So you have a second situation in about as many minutes where two flags come out. Now we'll get the call after the officials convene around midfield. So you have penalties, 1 minute penalties on both sides. You have Colin Ireland getting called for the physicality, and then presumably the verbal altercation after will be the reason that Cole Stakowicz gets called for a penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct, the official call on Stakowicz. So, for all intents and purposes, offsetting 1 minute penalties between the two. And the clock continues to wind as we've got about 4 minutes left in this one before the horn signals the end. The Panthers will move to 2-4 on the season. Gators will fall to 0-4 on the season. Nice pass, good move by Williams. That extra pass off the mark. Maddox Steele was ready for it, but could not come up with it. Possession will stay with the Gators. As you take another look here, Williams able to make a defender miss. The quick pass over to Steele, who couldn't bury it. Princeton White gets it to Carl Jackson. See if the Gators can find a presence inside. Try and get a good shot on net here. That one trickles away from White, but he does a good job getting back to it with the defender draped over him. Eventually finds the open player and a quick shot there. The right thought there by Maddox Steele. Ball turned over to the Panthers as we enter the final few minutes of play here at Ante Marino Stadium. Good passing and a beautiful goal. Bryson Gardner in the front of the net, able to bury that one. That'll put the Panthers on the doorstep of cracking 20 in this one. Certainly the pace and ferocity of their offensive attack has slowed greatly after what was a 14-3 halftime score. Been a 5-1 second half for the Gators, or for the Panthers, excuse me. The Gators are on the board here in the second half thanks to Maddox Steele, who tallied the fourth goal, working backwards from there. For the Gators, it was Beau Ritson off of an assist for the man who scored the first two goals, Jakob Williams. With it now for the Gators, at least momentarily, there was Elijah Michel. As we enter the final minute of play, Williams, can he get one more on the board for the Gators? He does. A nice look there. Buries it top shelf. That's going to be a hat trick for Williams. A bright spot on a rainy day in which things did not go the Gators' way. But the Gators put a 6th spot on the board. It's been a minute since we've seen them have this sort of offensive output here at Anta Marino Stadium. So things trending in the right direction for Dan Alexander and his squad, putting together a good offensive performance. Just weren't able to keep Franklin Regional off the board. Panthers were able to score at will, and it will lead them to this 19-6 win. Buzzer sounds. Gators still in search of their first win on the season. Franklin Regional wins its 2nd contest of the season. We'll be back here later this month with a couple more contests. Let's take one more look at those upcoming broadcasts next week. It's boys volleyball against Plum. Then I'll be back with you on the 21st for some boys lacrosse against Peters Township. Then May, we dip into a little more volleyball and lacrosse before turning our attention to graduation on Tuesday, June 3rd. That'll do it for us here at Anta Marino Stadium. Again, for our entire crew led by Adam Gusky, Lee Schaefer III, Lee Schaefer Jr., and Austin Schaefer, I'm Vince Russo. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This has been a production of Gateway Gator Productions. Your final score one more time, 19-6. Gators come up short in this one against Franklin Regional. We'll see you next time out. Have a great night, everyone.